Hey guys, it's Tally and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I'm not going to be getting into Sims gameplay today or any sort of Sims cast or anything like that. I actually wanted to go over how to install and set up Reshade and where to get some reshades and what reshades I personally use, because I've previously tried to use Reshade in the past on my laptop and it really didn't work, so when I got my new gaming PC, I was really excited to try it again, and it's basically changed my entire life. I'm obsessed with it. So I just wanted to show you guys, actually recorded this footage before, but it was bad quality, so I had to redo it, but I just wanted to show you guys basically how you get that program, how you set it up, because it's a little bit different than other mods. It modifies the game, but it's not really the same as some different mods that, like how you install regular mods for The Sims. So there's a little bit of a different setup. So I'm going to show you guys that right now. Okay, so you may have noticed that I changed outfits. This is actually the third time that I am recording this because I've had technical difficulties both of the previous times. I don't remember if I had said in the... I'm going to play the part that I recorded, like my intro from yesterday. I don't remember if I said, but the first time I recorded this, the quality was really bad, and so I had to redo it. And then last night, or 2 nights ago, I recorded, and I realized that I didn't have any audio on it, so I do have to re-record everything, which is kind of frustrating. But I hope it'll be good this time. I think it will be. Yeah, everything looks like it's okay. So, I'm going to show you guys how to install Reshade and what reshades I use, and we're going to do this. So, how to install Reshade. If you look up Sims 4 Reshade, you will find this link at the top that is to Kat's first tutorial on how to install Reshade. She is a Sims 4 CC creator that does poses. She has tutorials and things like that. So you can check out, I think she even has tutorials on like how to make CC if you're interested in getting into that. So she's just really helpful and great. Definitely check out Kat's first. And this has all the information you need to figure out how to download Reshade. But it is written out. She does have screenshots, but I will just be showing you in video how to do it and like how it looks. Sometimes I sometimes find that helpful to watch a video and like see it played out. So, but anyway, she has all the screenshots in here on what to do. So you can just go to the top. She has a link to Reshade, so this is where you'll get Reshade, or if you're updating Reshade, it's the same. So, like I said, I've done this twice. I had to download Reshade again both times. It'll just, when you download it, it'll just replace the program. Like if you need to update, it'll replace the program, but all of your settings should be maintained. If you have reshades that you've changed the, information on, that will be the same, so you won't have to worry about changing everything again. So it should all be good. You just hit download here. And then you'll download Reshade, and you'll want to download it wherever you put it, but I just put it in my downloads folder, and I'll have to replace it because, again, I've done this twice. And then you'll go here, and you have to go to your Reshade, to the setup, and then you'll want to right-click, and then you want to do Run as Administrator. So if you are on a computer that's locked, maybe like if your parents have a password on your computer, or if you're using your parents' computer, you would have to get their permission to run this program. So you do need to run as administrator, and then you'll hit yes. And then you'll want to select a game to install or uninstall from. So this is also how you uninstall it. If you want to get rid of it, you would just go through all this, and I'll show you the part where it will let you uninstall. And then you'll go into your drive or your hard drive. So it might be different if you're on Mac. I just know how to do it for Windows. You'll hit this Windows drive. You'll go to your program files. There's two of them. I don't know if it's in both. Yeah, it should only be in one. So mine is in this program files in the 86. So you'll go in here, you'll go to Origin Games, you'll click The Sims 4, and then you'll go down to Game, and finally you'll go into your bin. Oops, not LE. You want bin. And then it'll be your game, whatever. I have a 64-bit, you might have 32 depending. Different computers will run this to different degrees of success. On my old laptop, it really was not functional at all. It would freeze horribly, it would lag horribly, I could not use it. On my gaming PC, which has a much better graphics card, it does run amazingly. It takes almost no time to load. It takes a few seconds, but it's pretty much doesn't cause any issues with my game at all. So it won't hurt your game to try it out, but depending on what kind of computer you have, it may or may not run. It may not be a realistic program for you to use or realistic modification. It's sort of like a mod, but it's not installed like other mods. So I'm going to show you how to do all this because it does go in your bin folder instead of your mod folder. But anyways, you'll just select this, your Sims 4 program, and you'll hit open. So this is selecting what game you want to set up Reshade for. And then you want to hit this direct 3D9, so the first button. And then, so this is where if you wanted to get rid of Reshade, you're like, I'm done, it's too much, you would hit no here, and it would uninstall Reshade from The Sims, but we do want to keep Reshade, so I'll hit yes here. And then you want to hit yes again, and it's going to download all of the, it takes a second because my Wi-Fi is a little down here, but it's going to, a little worse down here, but it's going to download all of the effects that any of your reshades that you download are going to use. So this is where they all are. You'll just leave everything checked and you'll hit OK, and then Reshade is basically installed. So again, this is the same process. I already had Reshade in my game. I was just replacing it. You can replace it as many times as you want. When it updates, you just do this again and replace it, and everything should stay the same. Your settings will all stay the same, so it's not an issue. Now I will show you, again, Cats First has a few, so I think Cats First has a link to this Whiskers Prismatic. I've tried to download Whiskers Prismatic and it doesn't work for me. I'm not sure if it's because personally I mostly use Intramoon, I say Intramoon, but Intramoon reshades, and I don't know if like you can have two different, I have some by different creators, like I have Pixel or Drama Reshade as well. I'm going to show you everything I have. But for some reason, Whiskers Prismatic doesn't work for me. And I just really love Intramoon's reshades, so I've just been using hers. But you could try downloading that and it'll probably work for you. I'm just probably doing something wrong. But anyways, like I said, I use mostly Intramoon. So if you go just Intramoon Reshade, this third link is going to be to Intramoon's Tumblr. And this one is to Patchouli Rose, which is one of my favorites that they have. Yeah, it just looks like this. We'll go ahead and download this. I have pretty much all of their reshades because for the last video I downloaded, like, for one of the first video I downloaded a few, and the second video I downloaded the rest, so now I don't even have, what am I doing? Any more that I can even get, really. So if you go to this button, yeah, here, go to downloads, and then you'll have to agree to their terms, so just don't steal, and, you know, follow all these rules. And then here are all the reshade presets that they have. They have some Photoshop actions, so you can use those in Photoshop or in Photopea, or that's online. It's basically Photoshop. If you want to use that, it has some resources, just information. But here, excuse me, here are all the reshades. So I have pretty much all of these. I think I've downloaded all of them. And I will show you how they all look in my game. I don't know if I have Vespera. Do I have Vespera? Maybe not. Oh, okay. I think I do. But anyways, I'll download the Surreal. Oh, but I don't want to download Surreal because I changed the settings on it. What do I want to download? I think I'll download, I don't really use this one, so I'll just download this one again. Oh, so pretty. And so it has a few different settings that you can follow, like different, so it'll show you, like, this is if you put emphasis on, this is if you put the Dalton, which is like color blindness on. So it just shows a few different settings that you can change. It has a little information here, and then you'll go down and click download, and it will be this type of file, the INI file. So you'll download this, and you will just go ahead and put it again in your bin folder. So you have to go into Program Log, Origin Games, Sims 4, Game Bin. And then finally, you just put it in your bin. So here are all the ones I have. I have Synthetic, Saria, Philomena, all of these are all from Intramoon. Then I have a few others, Money and Milk. I don't remember who that's by. I will link it in the description. I'll link Intramoon's page as well. And then Pixel or Drama. I do have this Whisker Prismatic, but like I said, it doesn't work for me. So I won't be linking that one just because I couldn't figure it out. And then I also have this Amiibo Hazy Days and Blueberry Aid. That one does work. Yeah, I think that's everything I have. So I do have this Elysian one, so I'm not going to save it here, but you just save it. That's all you need to do. And then that's pretty much all you need to do to get your reshades. Sometimes they'll come again in zip folders, then you just have to extract them, and they might have attention files. If they have an attention file, I just put it in my bin. They might have Photoshop documents. Those you can move wherever. You don't need to put those in your bin. Those are just to open in Photoshop. But that's how you install it. And yeah, I will open up my game. Oops. Okay, so when you do open the game, it will, at first, every time you open the game, it will pop up and have to load all your effects, so it'll say compiling effects. This will happen if you have the game in full screen mode and you minimize the game and then pull it back up, it will also reload, or if you turn your computer off and then you turn it back on, it might have to reload again. If you have it in windowed full screen mode, which is what I like to do, if you minimize the game and come back in, it won't have to reload, so that's nice. But you'll just have to kind of work with it. For me, again, it doesn't take that long to load, but for you, it might take a really long time, so you're going to have to play around and see if Reshade is practical for you with your machine or not. And then once you get to this screen, you can turn it off. I'm just going to leave it on to show you guys. But I'll show you guys how to do the effect toggle. So turn your reshade on and off. So if you press home, I think, yeah, it'll make you go through a tutorial when you first get in. I didn't really follow the tutorial because I just like to figure things out on my own. But this is the page with all your reshades. So on the top here, you will have your different options for reshades, and then settings, and this is pretty much the only two tabs I use. These ones have, I don't know, you can check them out, but I never use those tabs. This is the effect toggle key, so this opens overlay toggle, so this will open the menu. It's the home button naturally, and then the effect toggle key is to turn the reshade on and off. So I set mine to Control H, so I just hit Control H and it will turn the reshade on and off like that. And then these ones I don't use. These, don't change them. If you do accidentally get rid of them, which is what I've done, I thought this would like expand something, but it does get rid of it. So if you do that, just hit the plus again, and then you'll want to go into your bin, you'll hit Reshade Shaders, and then you'll hit Shaders, and then you'll hit this dot to save it. So this is the Shaders path, and this is the Textures path. So if you do get rid of those, you can fix it. And yeah, just try not to mess with them because it might be confusing. And then this is your screenshot button. So this is naturally on print screen. I changed mine to Alt-C just because it's closer to what you naturally use. You cannot use the regular C screenshot button with Reshade because it won't pick up the reshade on top of it. So you'll have to use whatever it sets it to, and you'll want to change your path as well. So your screenies save somewhere you want them. I just changed my screenshot path to the normal screenshots folder. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I did on here. If you have other settings you want to adjust, those are the only ones that I really felt necessary. And yeah, I think that's good. If you change this key to C, by the way, you can do that, but it will then take a screenshot every time you press C, even if you're just like typing C, like you want to type like Charlie, it will take a screenshot. So watch out for that. But you can, if you feel like doing that, I think that might allow you to take screenshots normally with the game and still have the reshade on top of it, but I haven't tried it out, so you can try that out for yourself. I think Alt-C is fine. I don't really have a problem with that. And then here is the menu for your reshades, so you can select again from the top. I'm going to jump into the game and show you guys because I want to show you how to turn different things on and off. This is the shadow, and then I want to show you how to edit your depth of field. It might be reversed when you first installed it. It was reversed when I installed it, which was confusing for me. I don't know why it came reversed, but I will just jump into a save and I can show you that. Okay, so I was just in this save playing with Abel and my friend Cora's sim, No. So they're hanging out, they're taking screenies with me already. So how about we just look at Abel? So No, you can go over here, please. And you'll just play with Abel, so let's make Abel pose. Let's just do a little cool pose like that. Just so he doesn't move around.
Swap.
Okay, so once you are in your game, I'm just gonna go in tab mode so it's a little bit easier to see. So if this is a screenshot you want to take, you'll open up your menu. You actually don't have to open your menu, but if you want to change your settings or anything, you open it up, so then you can toggle the effect on. So this is 100K Coffin, again by Intramoon. This one's super pretty. I really like this one. It's really nice. It doesn't have too much bloom, so it doesn't brighten the photos too much. It can be a little dark at times, but this one's a super pretty one. If you want to turn the shadow on and off, you can do that. This will sometimes cause some issues with alpha hair. I'm going to try and see if I can show you the issues that come up with alpha hair and how to fix them, because I've been doing that in past videos with the 2 other times I recorded this, showing how to fix the hair by overlaying the photos and then kind of erasing. So I'll try and do that again if I can get his hair to have the issues here, but he doesn't have much, so hopefully it will show up. But yeah, there's that one. And then you can change the different depth of field. So, I was talking about depth of field. So the depth of field means that it blurs the background and is nice and like it'll stay clear in the front and then blur the background as you focus on this. When you download it for the first time, it might have these functions reversed. Mine was reversed. So if you click on this edit global processor definitions, this depth of field is reversed might have a 1, and you need to have a 0, because if it has a 1, It's going to have to reload or recompile the effects, but it will interpret the foreground as actually being the thing that's furthest away from the camera and the background as being close, and it basically won't work at all. So I don't know why it comes with a setting like that. Maybe it was just a mistake, but this is what it'll do. So if you go back, it'll blur everything if you go back, because this is interpreting as what's closest, so it's blurring everything, but then if you focus on him, it won't have the background blurred. So it's not, you don't want that. It doesn't really do anything for you. So you'll just go to this edit global processor definitions, and you'll just switch this to a 0. And then once you have that done, it'll have to recompile again. If you change settings like this, it might have to recompile, but again, depending on your machine, hopefully that won't take too long for you. Okay, and so now it is loaded again, and you can see that the foreground is clear while the background is blurry. And then there's different settings you can change. So if you want to go in, I have the Marty McFly turned on. You can change, for instance, you can change all of these and adjust them. You might mess them up because it's not very user-friendly if you ask me. But for instance, if you want it to be more blurry in the background, you're like, that's not enough blur. You can go to this blur radius and you can turn that up. Say, let's turn it up to 8. And then it'll make the background more blurry. So you can go through and adjust pretty much whatever you want. Just be careful. If you do mess stuff up, just, I guess, delete the reshade and get it back, download it again with all the defaults. You can reset stuff to default, but sometimes it ends up looking a little weird. So yeah, you can just play around with the settings if you want, have fun, figure out. You can set curves, all of these things you can try turning on and off. When I got my first reshade, I just played with it. I'm going to show you this. It's the synthetic intramoons. I played with all of the settings. It definitely looks different from what it was when I first downloaded it. It probably looks worse, but I like it. So the next one I have from Intramoon is this Adzila. This is just a super nice, bright, saturated one. I do like this one. It's a little bit more yellow, so if you toggle on and off, or not yellow, it takes out some of the yellow. So a little more blue, I guess. Super pretty. I have the depth of field turned off, I think, because I was using it for gameplay, because this one is a little more practical for gameplay. Some of them are not practical. Some of them are not practical. Some of them are not practical for gameplay at all because they have too much bloom. So I'll show you the UI will be super bright and you won't be able to use it. So they're just good for screenshots. But this one does work pretty well for gameplay. And then the next one I have is this Desmonda. So again, this is one that probably not be practical. I'll show you actually. Yeah, so it's going to be all of your UI is going to be really hard to see. It'll blur out. It'll be super bright. If you try and click on stuff, it's going to be hard to read. So those might not be so practical for playing. They might just be for taking screenshots. But this one is really pretty. Nice. Oh, I'm gonna pause. Nice kind of bluer look. It's really making his ears look kind of funky though. So I might change. If I was using this one, might want to change the depth of field to something else, or try playing with the settings to basically get that weird neck stuff not to happen, because that's kind of weirding me out right now. But yeah, just play with the settings and see how you like it. So that's Desmonda. That's actually a new one, so I really haven't played with that one too much. And then Dharma is another one. Why is it doing it with all of these? This one's new as well. What do you have? Is this... Sorry. Oh, this is Matzo. Okay, I'm going to turn on Marty McFly. Yeah, that's better. I tend to like Marty McFly better, so the Matzo sometimes gives me some issues. But the Marty McFly is quite nice. There's a few different depth of field. There's also a ring depth of field, which has the phase shift kind of look to it, which is really pretty with the colors. I can show you that one as well. If I do DOF in here. So if I turn off Marty McFly, I can turn on the ring. So that has that. I really like this effect. Ooh, this is really pretty for this screenshot set. I never used this one, but yeah, just some different things you can play around with. So that's Dharma. And then the Elysian updated. This one is very, I think, similar to the game. It's just much brighter and more it's a little bit saturated, very pretty, brings up all the colors. I don't like super saturated looking screenies, so I don't use this one that much. I probably have used it in the past. There's different things look good with different reshades in my opinion. That's why I have so many, because I like using them, all of them, just for different things. So there's that one. Inclementia, I really like this one. It's kind of more of a spooky look. Yeah, it looks a little bit weird for this. Again, it looks different for different screenies, but this one's really pretty and it's actually quite practical in my opinion for a lot of different things. It's good for indoor and kind of ones that you want to be a little more spicy. I use it for that a lot. I don't know. I think it's pretty though. So Anklemintia, Indra is another one it's very blue. I don't use this one too much, but I do keep it around in case I do want to use it. I think I have used it before. This Cali Beta is another super bright saturated one. I do like this one a little bit better than the Elysian one. It's a little bit more hazy and I don't know, a little bit more yellow. Pretty. It's pretty. And then Patchouli Rose is one of my favorites. It's super pretty and versatile for a lot of different things. Do I have the matte soap? No, I have matte soap turned on. Turn matte soap off. I don't want that. Yeah, so Patchouli Rose is one I'd recommend definitely. It's super nice. And then Philomena. This one is a new one that I got as well from Intramoon. It's black and white. It's so pretty. I wish you'd got my reaction on the last video I took where I had downloaded this for the first time and I was turning it on. I was like, I really needed this when I was doing my black and white story, like 1930s story, because it's just so nice. But yeah, that one's really cool. And you can turn off, again, you can adjust the settings. So if you want to turn off the monochrome, you can do that. And it looks nice underneath as well. It looks a little bit like, what's the Indra a little bit to me when you have it turned off. But monochrome. Okay, I found it. Yeah, so that's Philomena. And then the Saria is just, again, this one is very playable. I think I was playing with this one earlier for this save file, actually. Just makes everything look a little bit nicer and softer in my opinion. Less blue, is more of a yellow orangey one. I've used this for screenshots and it's practical for gameplay as well. So if you go in escape, you can see that you can still see all the UI and everything, so you can still use the game with this reshade turned on if you want to do that. So that one's a nice one for just gameplay. And then Synthetic is one that I've adjusted personally, so I like this one a lot as well. I actually think I have the ring DOF turned on for this. You can kind of see in the background that color shift look. This one's super pretty, but again, this one I did adjust a lot to myself. I changed like a lot of these settings, so if you download this one, it might not look quite like this, but it probably looks better, so you're good. Go and download from Intramoon. And then the last one I have is this Polaroid Pop. It's a super bright lens bloom, so it is less practical for a lot of things. I thought, can you guys hear the creaking? I thought someone was at my door. But it's super pretty, especially for like neon and like indoor dark scenes. This one looks really nice, so that's what I use that one for. And then those are all the ones that I have by Intramoon. I do have a few more, like I said. So this Money and Milk one. Here's a nice example of the reshades messing with the alpha hair, so I will show you how to fix that issue. Money and Milk, again, it has the depth of field turned on, but this is a very practical one for gameplay as well. If you turn the depth of field off, it would be quite practical for playing the game and not just taking screenies, but it is also very pretty for screenies. So there you have that one. And then Pixelor Drama Night. I'll start with Drama. I don't use Pixelor Drama as much. Actually, it looks really pretty for this setting. I really like the chromatic aberration here, so that's this kind of color phase shift on the edge. Ooh, not sure what's going on with that. But, yeah, I tend to use the Pixelor Drama Night, but actually in this setting, he looks really cute with that. And then the Pixelor Drama Night, again, is similar to Pixelor Drama, but it is optimized for nighttime. I use this one all the time for a lot of different things. It's super pretty, and especially at night, it looks really nice. It has really nice like contrast, so really nice dark colors. I think the levels are really pretty in this. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the ones, my standard ones. I do have one more. Again, this Imobe Hazy Days and Blueberryade one. And here you see again the alpha hair having the issue. So this one is quite hazy in the background, but I do think it's pretty, and I do like it for like kind of indoor settings a little bit because it kind of brightens everything up. So those are all of the reshades that I have in use. I will put this back on Money and Milk, and I will show you how to fix this issue with the hair. So on this, it's nice with this Money and Milk when they're all at the top. So some of the settings may cause this issue. You'll kind of figure out which ones they are. Adaptive Fog is likely to cause it, so it looks like Adaptive Fog might be playing a role in that. Ambient Light also might cause it. Magic Bloom might cause it. Oops, I'm gonna do it. The Sama, no, that's not causing it. So this is a shadow. This might cause it sometimes. It doesn't look like it's playing a role here. Filmic Pass, Smarty McFly. Sometimes it's more than one, too. Depth Haze. That's probably, okay, Depth Haze and Ambient Light. No, Depth Haze and, yeah, depth haze and adaptive fog are causing it in this case. I'm going to turn on my depth of field again though. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave my depth of field, but I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So let's turn the blur radius down to 8 perhaps. So it still blurs the background, but it's not really causing too much issues with the hair because I'm going to leave this on. Well, I might as well show you. So anyways, how to do, you want to do this is you want to take the screenshot that you want. So with all the effects turned on, you will just take the screenshot. So press home, and then I do Alt-C again. So this is how, like, everything you want except the hair. And then you will turn off the effects that are causing the issues, so it's these two. And then you will want to get the hair clear. So I'm going to focus on the background, and then take a screenshot like this. And I will show you how to edit in Photoshop, and you'll just basically, there might be an easier way to do it, but I just kind of erase around everything and like kind of paste the hair on top of it, and that looks pretty good. So I think that's everything I need to show you in game. I'm pretty sure if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments and I will try to answer them the best I can. Just kind of play around with it and figure it out. Follow Kat's first tutorial. If it doesn't work for your computer, just go ahead and uninstall it, because I really like, I think I'm going to make like the title of this video like Reshade changed my life, and it really did. I really like it a lot, but I would never for the world download it on my old laptop. It's just no fun to play with. It is a lot of fun on this computer, but if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. So yeah, so I've just opened up these two photos in Photoshop now, and you will take, it's pretty simple, self-explanatory. It's just a little bit tedious to do this on a lot of screenies, so if you're doing a lot of them, you might just want to use a setting that doesn't have the issues, or like trying to adjust them so you don't have the issues with the hair. But if it is happening and you really want to use this screenshot, you're like, this is the one that I need to use. You can take this one and you can drag the layer on top. You can get rid of this, you won't use it anymore. And you'll just kind of match it up, and then basically you'll just take your eraser tool and you will erase around the hair. You can put as much work or as little work into this as you want. I don't put that much work into it, personally. So just kind of play around with it, kind of get as close as you can without messing it up. Like that, and then once you have the look that you want, you can kind of switch to a bigger brush or however you want to do your erasing. Like this, and I'll make my brush bigger like that. And then you'll just go ahead and erase everything around the head, and careful not to get too close, just so that it doesn't get, like I have my softness turned up, so if I get too close, it kind of messes it up. So I might like make the brush smaller here so I can get some stuff around it without messing the hair up. You can kind of see a little bit, like, again, I don't put that much work into it. If you're more careful, you'll have less of that, but then you can see the difference here. Oh, and that will show you if you might have missed some spots, so you can go back to your eraser and correct any spots that you missed, like down here. But yeah, once you have it good, you can just toggle this on and off, and you'll see the difference between the hair. So that's how I fix the hair. Again, there might be better ways, there might be other ways, but this is how I do it if I have those issues. And then you can just go ahead and merge these layers. You can do this again in other photo editing apps. It doesn't have to be Photoshop. It could be Photopea. It could be, I mean, whatever you use. You can probably do on your phone. I don't know. I use Photoshop, so that's what I do. But yeah, I think that's everything I had to say about Reshade. Again, I'll link the different creators that I get my reshades from in the description. I will link Kat's first tutorial so you can follow that. And I will also just link, I guess, the Reshade website. I hope you guys like me doing this tutorial. I know it's a little bit different from gameplay that I've been doing. I've mostly been doing in-game stuff, so this is a little bit different. But I was so excited to try this out and so excited to share it that I just felt like I really had to do a video on this. I think there's a few other things, kind of modifications or programs that can add to the game that I might want to cover. So if you did like seeing this, please let me know. Give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I hope to speak to you all soon.